Okay, I'm going to go on a little rant here in this nugget, and this nugget is geared towards F&I managers. So if you don't have any interest in the F&I manager topic, you might as well tune out right now. So over the course of a year, I hear from quite a few different F&I managers all kinds of excuses on why people don't purchase service contracts. You know, they're too expensive, or people just don't see the value, or customers aren't that interested, the vehicles are too old, or has too many miles, or whatever else. And on a side note real quick, I think I look tired and I sound tired because I am. So hopefully Angie will edit this nugget and make me look amazing. But back to the nugget. And maybe these things are right. It makes me wonder though, why are so many other F&I managers seeing such high penetrations? Better yet, why are so many companies having such success selling service contracts over the phone? Like this experience. Let me tell you about a recent experience that just blew my mind. I've seen tons of commercials lately from companies that are soliciting service contracts on TV. And by the way, I think that's a good thing for our industry because in general, it seems like the public perception of service contracts is getting pretty good these days. So some of these companies even claim to be the USA's #1 protection. And I decided to give one of them a call and find out what they offer. And frankly, I was floored for many reasons. I called up and I was screened by someone asking me several qualifying questions about my vehicle and my driving habits. And as soon as they were done, they said I qualified and that they were going to patch me into one of their specialists. So once the specialist got on the phone, they started asking me more questions about the vehicle and what I used it for before telling me that they had great news. I qualified for their best plan. Then they proceeded to explain to me how that plan worked. And I found it interesting that they spent most of their time talking to me about how convenient their plan was, not necessarily what it covered. They talked about how I could go to any service facility, how they would pay for the bill directly and there was no reimbursement process, which I think customers really like. They talked about how they would negotiate on my behalf with the service department and I wouldn't have to worry about whether things were broken or not and if I was being charged the right amount for that repair or not. Also, how they would take care of a rental car for me and roadside assistance, etc. As far as the coverage goes, they just explained to me that it was just like the factory warranty and the only things it wouldn't cover were maintenance and wear and tear items. Sounds just like the stuff we offer at dealerships, right? Then we got to the price. He told me that it would cost $139 per month. And I thought, whoa, that sounds like a lot. So I wondered, how long would I have to make that $139 payment for? He told me that it would be as long as I wanted the coverage for, as in forever. Think about that. Forever. So if I had the vehicle for 6 years, like a lot of the plans that many of you F&I managers offer, the cost would be $10,008. I think that calls for a what the French toast.
What the French toast?
That's right. For 6 years, it would be 5 figures. Mercy. But let's continue on with our story. I objected and got some more Slick Willy stuff, and the price went down about $10 per month. And I think it was exactly $10 a month. So another objection from me and more sales pressure brought the price down $10 per month again. Finally, I got them off the phone, and the next day I got a call letting me know that we could do $99 per month if I did it right now. I said, let me think about it again, and for the next week or so, I received pressure phone calls and emails every day. And when they called, it was something like this. Hey, this is so-and-so, and I was following up from blank warranty company, and I want to patch you into one of my specialists right now. I would say something like, hey, you caught me at a bad time, because they did, and they didn't seem to care, and they would just put more pressure on me to get me to that specialist. I did ask other questions along the way throughout this process and found out that according to this particular company, they get 10 to 20,000 phone calls per day, and they sell tens of thousands of these per month. Think about that. I have looked at their contract as well, and they're not what you guys and gals are offering at the dealerships. At least those companies that work with, the dealerships that work with our company. What I was led to believe was I would get exclusionary coverage, and it was actually component coverage. Many had aggregates too. I think the one that I was offered had a $15,000 aggregate, and there was a waiting period. I think the one that I was offered had a 3-month, 3,000 mile waiting period. I've also listened to this call several times with other people calling in, and it plays out exactly the same. So let's recap this madness. Tens of thousands of people a day are calling into companies looking to extend out their warranties. They're getting charged $100 to $140 per month for coverage that is not as good as what you are offering. And the people on the phone are high pressure and relentless. If you want to think about it, they really ratchet up the pressure. And if you can get them off the phone, they'll blow you up for the next week or so. So the conclusion, I'm not trying to say these companies are bad or you shouldn't do business with them or anybody shouldn't do business with them. Obviously, they're doing a pretty good job and many people are choosing to do business with them because of that. What I am saying is that if you don't have high VSC penetrations at your store, then you have a bunch of excuses as to why that is. Maybe you should look in the mirror and reconsider. In my assessment, you have a superior product in many ways. You make it way more convenient for the customer to do business with you in many ways. Here's one little one. What if they have an issue? Would they rather walk into your dealership and have you take care of it or get on the phone and try to talk to some stranger and who knows where and hope that that stranger's nice and willing to help them? I'm pretty sure they want to work with you. And how about the biggie? Price. Are you kidding me? They're charging double, triple, even quadruple what most of our clients are charging. It costs about $40 a month to have top shelf coverage with you, and that's a great deal. Now look, I could spend more time talking about this, but we gotta go. So if you have questions, call me, or better yet, call one of these companies running these ads on TV and online and learn for yourself what the competition is up to. Most importantly, get your mindset right. You're offering amazing products at an affordable price that most of your customers want, and you're gonna take better care of them than anyone else will, and it'll be much more convenient for your customer to do business with you. Make sure you get those points across to your clients and that you have the right mindset when you're presenting. So go get a little better at this and have a great week.